Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching day 24 of my mystery whisky advent calendar. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to day 24, the final day of my mystery whisky advent calendar for 2023. If you've seen this before and you know it works, then you can just skip straight forward to the tasting. Otherwise, the way this works is I have over 150 samples in my sample collection, and my wife has picked 24 at random. She'll put one a day into a blue Glencairn glass, and I'll nose it, I'll taste it, I'll tell you if I like it, and I'll have a stab at what I think it is. Shall we find out what I'm drinking? On to the whiskey. If you'd like to play along with me and find out what's in my glass when I do, then just keep watching. Otherwise, take a look in the description now for a sneak peek. Let's start with the nose. Okay, so this seems quite fruity. Getting like a red wine vibe. There's some like blackberries. Maybe some black currants as well. Yeah, it's slightly sharp on the nose. Not overly high ABV. There's like a maltiness coming through on the nose. But yeah, not much more. Let's move on to the palate. This is giving me sort of Swedish whiskey vibes, like one of the unusual like wine cask Swedish whiskey vibes. It's yeah, it's that sort of unusual sort of character that sort of mixes with their spirit. It's yeah, it's giving me those vibes. Very fruity, very sort of raisins, sultanas, that sort of soaked dried fruits. The spirit itself doesn't seem overly high ABV, maybe 46. And yeah, a little bit thin to start. Let's have another sip. Yeah, it's continuing to give those vibes. I think the spirit itself is quite forward in this, even though there seems to be quite a bit of influence from the cask, from some sort of wine. I think there's a little bit of ethanol, a little bit of a slightly metallic tang on the palate. There's a little bit of heat, but not much. There's not much dryness or bitterness on the finish with this, which is nice. And yeah, I'd say it's medium to long, the finish on this. It does linger for some time on my palate. Let's have one final sip. Yeah, this is very familiar indeed. I'd be surprised if this isn't a Swedish whiskey, especially from Mackmyra. I think it reminds me of one of their various wine finishes or maturations. It has a nice spirity tang to it. And I reckon this would probably do well with a few drops of water. It's quite fresh, even though the sort of wine makes it more of a, I suppose, a wintry style dram. There's definitely a freshness on the palate, which is quite nice. So I like a clean sort of crisp note that comes along with it. Maybe that's the sort of metallic note I'm getting, but it is, it definitely has like a freshness to it. Yeah, I don't think I can add any more. If it isn't a Swedish whiskey for whatever reason, I think it is quite a young whiskey. It comes across as a little bit youthful, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with Swedish whiskey from Mackmyra, 46-ish% and some sort of wine maturation. Should we find out what's in my glass? Right, so it's Mackmyra Svensk Ek. It's 46.1% ABV, and it was sent to me by Mackmyra. Yeah, obviously I picked this out as Mackmyra from Sweden. I got the ABV right, but I'm pretty sure that this is matured in Swedish oak, and I don't think any of them are ex-wine or sherry casks, for example. I think it's just virgin and first fill. So yeah, maybe the fruitiness is from the spirit itself, but it is very fruity indeed. Obviously, if you know any different and there's a version that has had ex-wine or sherry, let me know in the comments, because definitely picking up a lot of fruit with this one. It's definitely a pleasant dram. I don't think it's massively expensive, and obviously it's made in Swedish oak, which is quite a rarity. It's always good to have something that's made in something ever so slightly different for the ability to try new flavours. If you've tried this and you liked it, let me know in the comments. As always interested to hear what your thoughts are. Hopefully you found this series interesting. Hopefully, well, I did get quite a few right, but I also got quite a few wrong. And hopefully you joined in along with me and yeah, had a bit of fun. If you found this interesting, then why not subscribe and see what I'm going to be up to in 2024. And here's to a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Soncha. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.